So we're here at Coventry Motofest. It's not all about the cars, and we've picked out some of the most interesting bikes on offer this weekend. So we're here with Ian Oliver and the Max Sabre motorcycle. How long has this been in development? So the first question.
So we started this project only about 12 months ago. So previously we'd worked on a different version with a Buell engine, but this particular version we've only been working on it for about a year.
That is incredible. Looking at the workmanship, I can barely believe it's only been 12 months. So can you tell us a little bit more about it? Kind of why and what its purpose is?
I think we wanted to make a bike that we would like, that you could enjoy in weekends and evenings, that you could just get on and ride and have fun. Yeah. No other agenda than that. We wanted to make something that was simple, that people could maintain themselves, easy to get parts for, all the sorts of things that as an enthusiast you want to do.
Excellent. I can appreciate all of those. So then, obviously the other questions, how fast, how powerful, the kind of base specs.
It's about 55 horsepower, so it's a 600cc single. Top speed, we don't know yet. No one's done that yet. We know we've had it 80, 90 miles an hour, no problem. We haven't done a maximum speed test yet. But the donor, the SWM motorcycle that donates its engine for these will do 110, 120 miles an hour in its form as the Super Duel, which is the adventure bike. So it'll be fast enough. We're confident it'll be okay.
If you want to volunteer for that run, I am available. So, last question, how much, colour options,
so
when?
We'll probably have about half a dozen colour options, and we plan to go into production towards the end of this year. We'll announce formal pricing at the same time, but it's going to be £10,000 to £12,000-ish. We're a bit vague on that because it does depend on volumes and how many bikes we make and how much we can save through the supply chain. So, but those are the rough figures.
I, for one, am very excited to see another amazing British marque come to the market, and hopefully one day I'll get to ride this amazing machine.
Yeah, we'll make sure you get to ride it, don't worry.
Excellent, thank you. I'm now stood here with Neil and his Norbster 500. Can you just explain a little bit about this wonderful bike?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a Norbster, which is a bit of a hybrid. The frame is from a 1956 Norton, and that's the Nor part of it. The engine is from a 1963 BSA, so hence it becomes a Norbster. So these were known as specials, and in the 60s and 70s, everybody built specials. You couldn't really buy what you wanted, so you took the best of both parts and put it together. Norton made the best frame, BSA made one of the best engines, so the Norbster was born.
In the same sort of vein as everyone, the Trident that everyone knows about. So one of the things that really draws me to this bike is the tank and all the shiny chrome on it. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I must admit, I'm a great lover of shiny things. The tank's actually handmade from aluminium and hand polished, and it's made from about 6 or 7 different parts and then welded together and then polished. You would never know it's 6 or 7 different parts, but it is.
Yeah, I thought you liked the polished aluminium by looking at some of the other motorcycles you have here as well. So, is there any special history behind this exact bike? Do you still use it? What's it like to ride?
Yeah, I mean, yes, all the bikes are used, all the bikes are still raced. I've been racing since 1967, and I'm still racing now. All these bikes here we see today were raced at Oulton Park last weekend. 2 weeks' time we're at Donington Park. At the end of the month we go to Spa for the Classic Grand Prix. So all the bikes are still used, and I still enjoy them very much.
So of the 4 bikes you've got here today, I assume they've all got quite different riding styles, riding personalities, if you will.
Yeah, they're all quite different. This one is a 500 single. It handles very, very, very well and has good bottom end power. Some of the other bikes, for example, I've got an 850 Norton over there, which is a different style of riding entirely, and indeed a 3-cylinder 750 Triumph, and again it's a different style of riding, different bikes for different courses. This is a bike suited on a short twisty circuit. The big Triumph, for example, was very suited to Spa, where it's incredibly fast.
So this is the Triumph we've been talking a little bit about. So can you give us a bit of the history about this exact bike?
Absolutely. This bike is a Triumph. It's a Triumph engine, but it's in a Rob North frame. And in 1970, Triumph wanted to go Grand Prix racing, and they realised they had a good enough engine, but the standard road frame just wasn't up to it. So they commissioned a guy called Rob North, who actually come to the West Midlands, worked in Dudley, to make these very special frames. 9 of these bikes were built for Triumph to operate the works teams. They were incredibly successful, winning all sorts of world championships, and indeed the transatlantic race was a big series of races at the time, and they really transformed everything.
Okay, so I can see this has got a beautiful blue and white livery on it. Is this historically significant?
Yeah, this is exactly how Triumph raced it in 1970. This is the exact colour schemes they use. All the stickers are in exactly the same place. Even the stickers even the advertising stickers are exactly as they were. So I've reproduced it as it was in the day.
Well, it is a beautiful machine. The tank is gorgeous. Everything about it is wonderful, really. And it is so cool that you still use all of these bikes you have. They're still raced, they're still competitive, and they're still bringing joy to so many people. So thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Unless there's anything you want to add.
No, thank you very much for talking. Thank you.
I'm now here with the Davenport brothers, who have created race and won with this incredible sidecar. Can you tell us a bit about the actual competition you take part in?
Yeah, it's Formula 125 Group 9 scooter sidecar racing that we do. We race all over the country. Because of the size of the grids, we race against pre-59 classic outfits as well, you know, so there's not a lot of competition for this size of outfit. So unfortunately, we're pitted against things that are a lot bigger in capacity, but holds its own.
The engine's from an Aprilia RS 125, which I do have a soft spot for. It's slightly bigger than my first bike, and just looking over this thing, there's so much detail going on. Where did it come from?
My dad used to race sidecars in the 70s and 80s, and we used to have an outing once a year up to Mallory Park, our local circuit, just to watch the sidecar racing after he quit. And we saw one in the paddock, and we both thought we could build one of them, so we did. Yeah.
Brilliant. I love that reasoning of they can do it, so therefore I can. So can you just explain a bit about what the rider's role is and what the passenger's role is?
As a rider, you're paying attention to the flags that are on the track, your braking markers, obviously your line on the track. As far as the passenger goes, he keeps weight over the sidecar. Being such a lightweight vehicle, in certain corners it can flip over, so the passenger has to move from left to right to keep the weight down. He also, in doing so, controls the steering. If he doesn't move in time, I can turn the steering and it won't turn. It has to be a joint effort between the two of us. Neither of us had ever raced before, so we've learned together, and I think that has really helped. He knows my riding style, I know his passengering style, and so he is a very important part of the combination between rider and passenger, definitely. Brilliant.
So I've been speaking to you before. Anything on this that you want to change, would want to redo?
I would like to have smoother fiberglass, but having never fiberglass before, I'm happy with the finish. But other than that, I mean, a 1000cc engine would be nice, but you know, it's good fun, it's cheap fun. So no, I think as is at the moment, I'd leave it, but we'll see what the winter brings. I might change my mind and go for slightly different brakes, or maybe change the intake a little bit, but other than that, no, I'd leave it as is, yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
And best of luck with the rest of the season.